Man, I timed that perfectly. Okay. Hello and welcome to Model Kit Monday. I forgot what day it was. I do so many of these. It's whatever day of the week I can fit it in. So I just automatopoeia it somehow or another. Anyway, Model Kit Monday. As you may have guessed, I'm building Dairenoh. Specifically tonight, it's Ryuseioh. The first part of 3 boxes. They're over there. I don't feel like getting them. And I just realized, in case anybody's commenting, I just realized I forgot to turn on my chat. Let me just send myself a quick message, make sure it goes through. Not sure if it's going through. Maybe I have to do it from this side. Maybe I have to do it from this side.
King_Kita. Test.
Okay, it's working. Okay. Alright, so.
Sentai Lord 29020. What's up?
How you doing? Sentai Lord 29020. As you can see, I am building Dairenoh, the SMP Dairenoh Shokugan modeling project. It just came in today. And it coordinates well with the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers, because this was also the Thunder Megazord. So I'm going to build it tonight. This is the first box of the 3. It comes in 3 boxes. You can see, you probably saw them on my splash page. I'll show that again real quick. Stop saying whoa. I have to mute this. Let me show this again real quick. Yeah, there's the 3 boxes. Well, I mean, it's all one box, but there's the 3 boxes.
Sentai Lord 29020. Cool.
The breakdown is box 1 is Ryuseioh, box 2 is Seishishi and Seihou, box 3 is Seitenma and Seikirin. And they've got slightly different arrangements. All 3 have that image on the front. This image. All 3 have this on the front. Ryuseioh is different. He's got this on the side because the original Ryuseioh was sold separately from the Tinku Kiden. No. Yeah, that is right. Tinku Kiden. Anyway, the the other two boxes just have the same art on all sides. They got this on the front. They got the tin cookie tin on the back, and the side is something else. Whatever. Anyway, so enough talking about the box. It's got the. Let me change camera angles here, so let's get into it. I don't waste any more time. So, Dairenoh, Ryuseioh, all the things you can do. How to transform it. The tin cookie den, Dairenoh, and then little simplified version on the back. Let's get into it. I'm very excited for this build. I'm gonna build one box probably per night. I'm probably gonna sneeze. Excuse me. My plan is to do consecutive nights tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday. I'll be busy on Wednesday, DragonCon pre-gaming. But tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday I'll be building. That's the plan. Who knows what'll happen. So it should be done by the weekend. I am definitely jumping the gun. I've got a whole pile behind me of stuff to build here, but whatever. This takes priority because I said so. I'll get to you soon, Geno Breaker, I swear. Alright, let's open it up. As always, it's a great homage to the original packaging. SMP is great at that. These boxes are thick. Like, I've bought single kits that are smaller than this. I mean, it is an entire robot in and of itself, so kind of makes sense. I hope you enjoyed me regaling you with the Dairanger opening. It is a banger. Debating on whether I should watch Power Rangers or Dairanger to commemorate this. I should probably don't watch Dairanger, but then again, Power Rangers has no subtitles, so I don't have to like divide my attention as much. Or I could just watch YouTube. YouTube's winning out in my head. It's gonna be a boring night. I don't know. I try to watch usually thematically related stuff, but it doesn't always work out. Now this set has a lot of stickers. All the green, the sides, stuff on the sides of stickers. What's that part? Is that the? Not sure where that goes to. That's the tail. Those are the shoulders. That's the chest. That's the sides of the head, the dragon head. And I think those go on the feet. And then the white stripes, I'm not 100% sure. I'll figure it out. A lot of stickers on this thing. Can't be helped. It's very ornate, and they would not have been able to paint it, pre-paint it all. It would have been extremely expensive. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. It's the nature of model kits. But yes, what's going on here? Open up. Open up. A decade later. Those come with a blade, which I've been watching. Okay. Just do a quick thing with my laptop, get it out of the way. Damn it. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Now I'm losing my Q-tips. In the bag. Get in the bag, Q-tip nubbies. All my blades came out of my bag. My X-Acto container. Let me put these back in real quick. The others, that should be all of them. Oh, one more. Okay. All right. I've actually got another one of these on order. So I'm gonna just go with stickers this build, and and then I'm gonna see the next one. I want to try painting it or not. It's gonna be difficult to paint. I don't think I have all the right colors, so I'll put that one on reserve. Anyway, get my tools out. Get all the bells and whistles for this one. The head parts. Obligatory picture of all the packaging contents, and then we'll be on our way. Arrange them alphabetically. 1B, E, A, 1B, 1C, 1D, let's put this down here, D, E, F, and G, and the stickers. Well, that's mostly off camera, but actually no, it's not bad. Okay. All right. Without further ado, let's get into it and let's find some entertainment. It could be boring into YouTube, or I could do something actually thematic related. What's gonna be? We'll watch Dairanger. No, we'll watch Power Rangers. Because it is the 30th anniversary. So 2 years on Netflix. We've got the movie. Everything is on Netflix. Come on. Sorry, I'm always prepared, and then I always think of something else to do. We're gonna get started in just a minute. See, I started watching it some years ago. What episode is this? Will you tell me? I'm episode 20. Let's start from the beginning. Reversion. Why am I? What? Oh, I see. All right. Let's do this.
Oh, we got this game. Recruiters of teenagers with attitudes.
That's okay, sweet. Alright. Try to easy enough. We put the head pieces together.
Let's go! What do you think it is? It looks like a giant space dumpster. Let's look around.
Looks nothing like a dumpster. I've always had a crack. It never looks nothing like a dumpster.
Alright, we're out! Leo, wake up, we're free! Uh-oh, morning bread! Let me get you a man!
Oh, it's good to be free after 10,000 years. Here, your evilness, let me help you. Walk with me, talk with me.
Oh, you made me step in a puddle, you nitwit! Get out of my way, monkey face! Don't leave! You'll miss my coming out party! That's when I destroy the nearest planet!
That joke didn't age well.
Angel Grove Radio.
It's a stupendous Saturday in Angel Grove, and the big hello goes out to Ernie and the kids at the Angel Grove Youth Center Gym and Juice Bar. Keep those fruit shakes flowing, Ernie.
Did Angel or just whenever I had his kid coming out party?
Nice recovery, Zach.
And thanks for teaching me, Jason.
No problem.
That was awesome, Kimberly. Thanks, Trini.
Hey, fellas. Yo, Billy, what's up?
Well, I think I'm mentally and physically prepared for my first karate class.
Oh no, look who's here. Ball and snow.
Hi, girls. How about that double date we talked about?
Yeah. What about it?
Sorry, guys.
What's the matter? We're not good enough for you?
Leave us alone, Bulk.
Yeah, make me.
Yeah. Make it. Him. Thank him. Hey, you heard what she said.
What do you know? The dancer wants to be a fighter.
It's okay, Zach. We can handle these two.
Oh, really? Let's show him some karate moves, Skull.
You guys should definitely join Jason's karate class.
Yes, I like it. Mister, start making putty controllers.
Yes, my queen.
I'll lead them down and make the earth yours, Empress.
1, 2,
continue. Paro. Try this.
I'm just not good at this.
Billy, don't worry. I mean, even I was a beginner once. Jimby. All right, class. What is it that martial arts helps us to develop? Billy?
Courage, kindness, integrity, fitness, loyalty, and discipline.
That's good. You memorized that very quickly.
Hey! Yeek! Teach us how to beat people up. Yeah!
Martial arts was not developed to hurt others.
We
Kinda
did not
was.
sign up for a geeky karate class.
Okay, Bulk. Maybe you're ready for some more advanced training techniques.
Okay.
Try this.
Martial arts wasn't developed to hurt people. It was literally invented for war.
Psych.
Anything you can do, I can do better, baby.
Tornado kick.
Yeah, that's the shot from the opening.
Class dismissed. Billy, I'm telling you, for your first lesson, you did really well.
I did?
Yeah, we were watching.
I don't know if I've got what it takes.
It's all a state of mind, Billy. You don't need to be strong for martial arts.
Yeah, man, it's all up here.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Ernie.
Who ordered the spinach juice?
Oh no! It's an earthquake! Everybody stay calm! Sorry, Paul!
Something tells me this is no earthquake.
Danger! Danger! It's the big one. I know it. We'll all be destroyed.
Calm down, Alpha. It's Rita. She's escaped and she's attacking the planet.
Ay, ay, ay! What do we do?
Teleport to us 5 overbearing and over-emotional humans.
No! Not that! Not teenagers!
You know,
That's
they've never actually displayed
Afraid of that.
that. They never actually showed being overbearing and over emotional. They're pretty collected. Oh, 90s.
This isn't exactly the mall, is it?
Well, she's a valley
This
girl.
place is magnificent.
I don't get it. How'd we end up here?
I just want to know where here is.
Well, maybe the answer's in this control.
No, don't touch that. Whoa!
A fully sentient, multifunctional automaton. Never seen anything like it.
Welcome, humans.
So who are you?
Like, what are you?
I am Zordon, an interdimensional being caught in a time warp.
And my name is Alpha 5.
Excuse me, but will like somebody come back to Earth to pick me up because I am totally confused.
It's quite simple, my dear. This planet is under attack, and I have brought you here to save it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Ah, a non-believer. Look behind you at the viewing globe. Your doubts will be answered in the images you see. This is Rita Repulsa, an intergalactic sorceress who is bent on controlling the universe. With her henchmen and honey patrollers,
Where's your proof,
she
bro?
plans to conquer Earth.
It's fake.
What
Like
does
the moon
all of
landing.
this have to do with us?
You've been chosen to form an elite team to battle Rita. Each of you will be given access to extraordinary powers drawn from the ancient creatures you call dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Behold, the keys to your power.
Whoa. What are these?
Those are your power morphers. When in danger, raise them to the sky, calling the name of your dinosaur, and you will morph into a formidable fighting force known to one and all as the Power Rangers.
Morph?
Metamorphosis.
That means to change.
As Power Rangers, you will have access to a universe of power and will command a fleet of fighting machines called Zords.
I don't get it.
Jason, bold and powerful, you shall command the Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur. Zachary, you are clever and brave. You shall command the Mastodon Dinosaur. Kimberly, graceful and smart, the Pterodactyl Dinosaur shall be yours. Billy, patient and wise, you shall command the powerful Triceratops Dinosaur. Trini, fearless and agile, the saber-toothed Tiger Dinosaur will be under your command. Observe the viewing globe. Just as the five of you work together, so do your Zords. When you need help, you need only to turn to the power of the dinosaurs, which will come together to form the mighty Megazord.
Power morphers? Megazords? This is just too weird for me. I'll tell you what, it's been real, but I gotta go.
Yeah, see ya.
Y'all coming? Jason,
What?
let's go, man.
Yeah.
Very well then, let the power protect you.
Well, now that didn't go very well, did it? Ay, ay, ay.
Great. He could have sent us back into town.
Zordon, I'm surprised, teenagers. So, you think you can stop me, do you? Finster, hurry up with those putty patrollers! Yes, your evil badness. I'm molding the last putties now.
Those putties will make space dust out of those kids.
And the beauty is, if they don't, we can always make more. Now, into the monster magnet they go. 10 seconds should do it. Now, my putties, prepare to get those teenagers!
Guys, we shouldn't have left. I mean, he chose us to save the world. I say we do it.
Do you really think we can?
Hey, guys, I mean, you don't even know what you're talking about. We were talking to a giant floating head.
Those stupid teenagers don't know who they're messing with!
I mean, that's understandable.
Get the putties! It's time! Alright, take that!
What was that?
Look out!
Alright, put the head in there.
Sir! Right. These two are mine.
3, 2, and 1.
This day is too weird. What do we do now?
Zordon said these power morphers will give us power. Let's do it.
Mastodon!
Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
Zordon, they've done it! They made the metamorphosis!
Good. Teleport them to Angel Grove City. These are just sit down gold dogs.
Right away, Zordon!
We're teleporting again!
Where are we going?
We're gonna save the world! Alright, do it!
7, 16, 17.
Finster, those stupid putties are getting beaten by a bunch of pimple-faced nitwits. They're pathetic!
How about making Gordar big with your wand?
I always have to do everything myself. Finster, I'll deal with you later.
Oh,
Magic wand! Make my Goldar!
Space policeman. Nice.
Hello. Welcome to the show. I'm building Dairenoh, Ryuseioh, watching Power Ranger Zoe. I kind of lost the plot there.
The good guys are here. Get off our planet.
Because we're the Power Rangers! And we're not backing down! Yeah!
Dinosaur power!
Straight to summon the Megazord, okay.
Let's do it. Zach here. This is Kickin'. This is Billy. All systems go.
Pretty here, ready to rock. Hey, nice stereo.
Megazord power on.
Pretty here, this is amazing. I seem to know how to drive this thing.
Perfect. I do too. It's almost like second nature to me.
How convenient.
All right, guys. Go.
you and your weapons are no match for me.
All right, guys. Let's see what this baby can do. Yeah, shot him again.
67.3.
Send this guy back where he came from. All right, guys. Power it up. Activating Megazord battle mode.
Been initiated. As an adult, the difference in footage is obvious, but like, as a kid, it's just dope. And it's not that it's not dope now, but it's, you know,
Jason,
it's different.
that blood didn't even phase him. Man, he's coming at us. Look out! Power sword!
This isn't over. I'll be back.
I can't believe they beat us back!
This is not your fault, Squat. You should have helped.
Goldar, you failed!
It won't happen again, Empress.
Shut up, I've got a headache!
It was amazing. It was like imagining for my whole life.
Congratulations on a job well done. Now that you have become Power Rangers, you must follow 3 basic rules or lose the protection of the power. First, never use your power for personal gain. Second, never escalate a battle unless Rita forces you. And finally, keep your identity secret. No one may know you are a Power Ranger.
Wait a second.
Yes, Zachary, what is it?
I'm not sure we're all up to this. I mean, we were pretty lucky this time.
Luck had nothing to do with it. The 5 of you have come together to form as fine a group of superheroes as there has ever been.
No way. Really?
You've been through an extraordinary experience together. You need each other now, and the world needs
I'm in.
Me too.
You can count on me.
Affirmative.
I don't know, you guys. I mean, the outfits are cool and everything, but my hair gets all tangled up inside the helmets. I don't think I can do it.
Oh no. Kimberly, no!
Not.
No, so nice.
Oh, humor. What a concept.
Let's do it.
A little bit cheesy. Well, a bit cheesy. Has it aged well? I'm not the one to say. It is what it is. B10.
Okay, Jace, let's see you do it.
Time to go up and up.
Come on, Jason, you can do it. Come on.
Come on.
Keep going.
Come on, Jace.
Jason, be careful. If you slip, you can really hurt yourself.
Yo, man, back off. You're gonna make them nervous.
Nervous? Man, I never get nervous. When I climb.
You should be. Guys, I'm gonna be over there at least as down to earth.
You should give it a try.
Are you kidding? You never catch me climbing anything that high. See ya. Looks like somebody's got a case of height fright.
Yo, Billy. My main brain, what's up?
Hey. Well, actually, I do have some exciting news to disseminate. See, I've made a significant breakthrough regarding the cross.
Billy, heads up!
Try out for the circus.
Nah, the circus don't take geek clowns.
Geek clowns, that's great. That is so fun.
Why don't you guys just crawl back to the ooze you came from?
Oh, that's funny. Especially coming from a friend of the monkey man here.
Yeah? At least I can make it all the way to the top.
Hey. You saying the boat can't do it? Yeah, that's what you're saying, all right.
Step aside. And let me show you how it's done.
Are you sure you know how to work this thing?
Well, what do you think I am? Stupid?
Well, you know what they say. If the rope fits, climb it!
Hey, Bokeh, I bet you're going up.
Oh yeah, Bulk, you really showed us this time, didn't you?
Yeah. Show them.
That'd be me if I did that. So, I can't pull the
Power
fingers.
Rangers are gonna wish they never tangled with me. I'll trap them in a time warp the same way I did Zordon, and when I'm through, the world is going to be mine.
See, I finally completed a narrow beam transmission module that will allow wave function over an extended interval. Well, aren't y'all excited?
Well, I will be as soon as I figure out what you just said.
He's created a communication device using microwaves.
Affirmative. See, we now have connection to Zordon and Alpha in the command center.
This is more phenomenal.
They respond to
One of the
tactile
better
pressure followed by
original
auditory
creations of
stimulus.
this series.
So what you're saying is that we just touch and talk like this.
What are these?
The
Nice.
neutrino power grid must have crossed molecular.
Uh-oh, incident.
Hey, guys!
It appears my communicator's malfunctioned.
Oh, welcome, homeboys, homegirls. What brings you to the hood?
Too much TV.
I commend your latest invention, Billy. Not only have you created a communicator, but you've also tapped into the command center's teleportation unit. With proper adjustments, it will allow you to teleport here in an emergency. But until Alpha can reprogram it, it'll serve as a two-way communication link between the command center and each other, from wherever you are.
This is easy. I just have to reflex the... Uh-oh. No, stop. Oh, no. Babu, is the time device ready, or have you messed it up?
I mean, I managed to get it ready even though Lunkhead here slowed me down.
Now that looks okay.
No program. It'll fly down to Earth.
And wherever it lands, it'll open up a hole in time.
Finster's monster will trap them in the hole, and they'll be gone forever.
Finster! The time device is ready. It's time to pick a monster. The babies. Which one of the delightfully hideous creatures are we using? Ha 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 ha! Coochie coochie coo.
None, my queen. I'm making a new one named Bones. I'm sure he'll be perfect.
He better be. He's so gruesome and ugly. Just what I wanted.
Thank you, my queen. I've set the monster pilot for full power. The Power Rangers will be helpless against him.
What's taking so long? He's going to be overcome.
I am Bones at your service.
Perhaps I should have set the machine on low.
All right, Salad Brains, it's time to launch the time device. And I don't want any mistakes. I want the Power Rangers gone.
So you want me to launch it?
Yes!
Of course, my queen. I just got to pull this lever.
Oh boy, I hope he knows what he's doing.
Ready? Fire!
Where is that thing? I can't wait to trap those power geeks in my time warp. There it is!
Just a random space shuttle. I remember from the G-Ranger footage, this was like the space shuttle that was coming back from the moon. It's been about 10 years since I watched G-Ranger 2. That's Tokyo, not California.
Extreme audio oscillation. What does it indicate? What is this? What's the noise?
It's Rita. She sent a device to open a time trap, and the Buddy Patrol is gathering outside of town. Find out what they are up to while I analyze the time device.
We're out of here.
I don't get it. What are they doing out here?
I don't know, but we better stay here and keep an eye on them.
I don't believe that's a viable option at the moment. What are you talking about? This is perfect camouflage.
It was about 10 seconds ago. Guys, we got more.
No. So what I said, we gotta try and take care of things in the road before we use our powers. Come on.
Oh, okay, this is the splitting waste mechanism, I think. Oh, this is the upper leg, okay. Is it butterfly? I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Split up.
Okay.
You go that way.
Right.
Sticker 10. Oh, I see how it goes. Okay, okay. Very careful with this. There it is. We'll resume the entertainment in a moment, but let me do this. I need absolute focus for this. Move that all on down. It's going to require sealant. All right. Optional stickers. Oh, okay, not optional, just different parts. Okay. Right, tweezers go. Okay. The bottom, B in the middle, C on top. Check what this says. Check the orientation, probably. Yeah, this is the warning that they may... The ones on this side may scratch when transforming, so we'll test that out. So it's A on the bottom. I'll start from the top here, C. C. B. And then the last one, sticker A. Alright, that is very intricate.
Alpha, I'm afraid I can do this. He really needs me.
Alright, 20 on this side, 20, 21,
My power morpher!
22.
My Pinkerton, how do you make your hair so shiny?
Shampoo and conditioner. And freaking brushing.
Leave him alone! Come on!
Trini. Thanks, Billy. What about them?
They're in trouble. We've got to get down there and help them. Let's go.
Mike Tinkleton. I wonder if anyone's made a Furbus garage kit.
Let's do it.
I don't know. Zero and Zephyr had a Furbus miniature, but I think it was a McDonald's toy. That might be the only official miniature of this.
All right, Bones, go do your stuff.
Congratulations, Power Rangers. You've done a superb job dealing with the putties. And special congratulations to you, Trini, for overcoming your fear
Mike
in the face
Pinkleton.
of an emergency.
Also, how come your text-to-speech
Hold your
pronounces
position,
my
everyone.
last name as
Our scanners
Pinkleton?
have picked up.
I have no idea. That is so weird. I heard Pinkleton with an L. I was like, that's unusual. Blame Restream bot. I have no. I didn't program it. I don't know what synthesizer it's using. Yeah, it pronounces things weird sometimes. It can be funny. If you type in like Japanese.
Mike Pinkerton. Someone wrote my name down as Pinkerson at a recent stand-up show.
Huh. Well then. I don't know what to say to that. I do not know what to say to that.
Mike Pinkerton. It's a weird name. Also, people are very surprised to learn I am very pro-union.
Yeah, I can, yeah. Oof, these ones are tricky. Feels a half inch too, like a centimeter too long or something, half a centimeter. But let me just put this one over it.
Mike Pinkerton. Hey, what if you had a child and named them Angel?
Funny. I don't want kids, but that is funny. Alright, if I ever have kids, one's going to be Angel. Bet. Alright. Look at that shine. Wish there was one more segment in there, but what you gonna do?
Mike Pinkerton. It looks very nice.
Let's do the other side.
A new threat. Peter has sent a creature named Bones down to the amusement park. He can fire any
Mike
bolts out of his
Pinkerton.
eyes. And can jump long
The design is
distances
very
and
human.
even make himself disappear. He probably controls the time device as well. So get moving, Power Rangers.
He knows the time device.
Morphing time.
Mastodon!
You don't get to say that, Jordan.
Saber-tooth tiger! Tyrannosaurus!
It's funny to watch these early episodes and see them like still figuring it out.
Power Ranger!
Let me help you get ahead. Here's the time for all of you.
Weird.
How strange. Oh, whoa.
Man, what is this place? Look out! Blade blasters up!
He's how to do it.
Whoa, it's playtime here.
Boy. Now to blow up the time device and trap them here.
Come on, Squad, hurry up. You did bring the matches, didn't you? I told you not to forget them. Oh, let me see that. Right there.
Am I gonna be in here? Oh, now just hold it steady so I can light it. There. Oh boy, now we're gonna get it. Oh.
Jason, look!
Stop! Come on, blast!
Yeah, all right.
We need to destroy his head. Trini, catch!
So long, bonehead.
I'm not through yet! Move the soft and quiet scent to where the giant!
Let me down, you big ox!
Let's get out of here.
Man, I've had about enough of you! Let me go! Zora, we need Dinosaur power now! Alright, now that's what I call power. Let's kick some giant. Ah! Whoa! Morph! Dinosaur power on!
Alright. One leg down, one leg to go.
I'ma do it, Zach!
More phenomenal.
my heroes saved the park from this zombie guy. And they call themselves the Power Rangers.
Speaking of which, our communicators are fully functional again thanks to Zordon and Alpha.
Cool. So, like, we can teleport and communicate to the command center with these things?
Affirmative.
This is so 90s.
Oh, Trini, I really wanted to express my gratitude in helping me out today.
Yeah, the way you climbed those rocks was more phenomenal.
I guess what they say is true. You really don't know what you can do until you're forced to do it. I hope I can be that confident the next time.
Girl, looks like you definitely overcome your fear height.
Now get down. Oh, this is E. D8.
Stop the pollution of our neighborhood! Sign a petition! Help shut the dump site down! Come on, guys. I can hardly stand the smell anymore. Let me know that you care. Please, sign up! Oh, hi, Mr. Kaplan.
This is wonderful. It's just dandy that you're trying to clean up the environment. But is this dump site as bad as you say?
You should see the place, Mr. Kaplan. It's an industrial waste disaster.
I mean, who could stand to pollute
Did
the
I
earth
miss
like that?
I did, shit. I was gonna stick earlier.
My pollution will ruin the whole planet.
Using that out pollution against them is a stroke of genius. Once my monster eliminates the Power Rangers' head, it's finished.
Sign a petition! Help clean up the dump site!
We can live in a cleaner environment.
Fight pollution!
Come on, save our Earth. Hey, ladies, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Looks like you're attracting a crowd.
Yeah, are you conducting a campaign of some kind?
We're gonna deliver these petitions to the dump site owners today.
Good idea.
Yeah, maybe we can convince them to clean up the mess. You guys want to sign?
Yeah, sure.
Come with us this afternoon, you guys.
I'd love to, but I have a karate class that I have to teach later. And, I mean, it's a great cause, but I can't bug out on my students.
Well, I must also decline. See, I'm president of the Science Fair Committee, and today is our first meeting.
Mike Pinkerton.
I'd love to, ladies.
Yeah, you conducting a campaign or
He
something.
said he has something super important to talk to me about right away. I promise to meet him.
We
Sorry.
totally care, we just don't care that much.
Kimberly and I will go alone then. But
I didn't realize when I was younger that they were just lying through their teeth there.
Sorry, girls.
Well, thanks for signing the petitions, you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck.
Bye.
Yeah, lying through their teeth.
Famous Earth.
Recycle that.
Get a life, Bulk.
Hey, why don't you take this to the dump with you, Miss Clean? Hey, come on,
Mike Pinkerton. I mean, it's always important to be there for your students, especially if they're paying for classes.
I agree. Jason's is plausible. The others are a little sketchy.
Finally flipped over me.
Come on, let's get her.
Well, it looks like it's time to take out the trash.
And deliver these petitions.
Oh, this is sweet. Kimberly and Trini are about to walk into my waste dump. Oh, it's perfect. Those girls don't stand a chance. ruin your plan? You don't have to get personal.
We'll ambush them with putties, then finish them with a monster before their friends can help.
Right! We can't lose this one! Prepare the putties, they've got work to do!
Alright, C5, C8, D2.
Gross. What do you suppose that stuff is? I don't think I want to know. Well, it doesn't really look like there's anybody here to give these petitions to. Why does it feel like we're being watched?
Oh, you probably are.
We've got company!
Good, they're fighting! Now all we have to do is send the monster!
That's why you brought me here, Alpha? Check it out.
I'm watching. Wow! Ay, 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 ay!
See? That's the hip-hop keto, and that's what it's all about.
Zachary, Alpha, the girls are in trouble. The putties have them outnumbered at the waist dump.
Ay, 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 ay! Dudette's in trouble! Dudette's in trouble! Dudette's in trouble! Ay, 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 ay! What are we gonna do, Zordon?
Bring the rest of the team to help.
That was the wrong piece.
Jason, Lily, teleport here immediately. It's urgent.
What's up?
Kimberly and Trini are in trouble.
Hey, fellas, take a look. We gotta help.
Pincer, it's time! Is the monster ready?
Yes, little one, the Minotaur is nearly complete. There, done.
There's no time to lose. Get to the dump site immediately and... Wait, we can send down a monster. Better deal with him first. I'll monitor the girls from here.
It's the most menacing Minotaur.
It's morphin' time.
Gotta say with attitude, man. That's the rules.
Power Rangers! This guy's tough. I'll get him with my flame blast.
Alright, D6.
Are you alright? Yeah, do you think we got them all? Uh-oh. Oh. Kimberly, look. Right. Come on, Playboys, come and get us! Come on!
Ay, 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 ay! More trouble on the way, Zordon!
This is a dangerous turn in events, Alpha. Contact the girls. Tell them to morph and try to hook up with the others. Working together as a team is their only hope now.
Dairenoh! Saber-tooth tiger! Dairenoh! Power Rangers!
situation they have faced yet. Perhaps the time has come for me to reveal to them the ancient secrets of the power weapons.
Just get up out of the way.
Kimberly, Trini, we've got our hands full over here. Call up the Zords and help us put this dude down.
Right, we're on our way. While we're at it, we'll take care of Goda and the putties too.
Tyrannosaurus dinosaur power.
Mastodon dinosaur power. Let's get him. Triceratops.
Saber-tooth tiger power!
Let's do it. Oh!
I'm with you. Right.
All right, log on.
Zach here, moving and improving. This is Billy, outstanding.
Trini here, ready to rock. Let's munch this Minotaur.
Battle sequence engaged.
Whew. This is a very difficult piece.
Activating weapon system.
There we go.
Let me chill this dude. Power ups are locked on. They're not holding. Increasing power. Now.
What's this? We can't be defeated now. We're too close.
Power Rangers, bring them together. Bring a Megazord to full power.
Zordon, he keeps coming no matter what they do. The Zords have no effect on him. At this rate, they don't stand a chance.
You're right, Alpha. Power Rangers, return to the command center immediately for new instructions.
Let's go!
They're running away. Now the world will be ours for the taking.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, what happened?
Your questions will be answered in due time. Your Zords have been returned to their hiding places, and I will now reveal to you new powers and weapons. Behold! Billy, this is your power lance, a weapon of great power and range. Kimberly, behold your power bow, accurate and strong. Jason, this is your power sword, key to all the weapon's powers. Zachary, behold the power axe, lightning quick and hard as diamond. Trini, your power daggers are feather-light and true as arrows. Use these weapons together and you will be unstoppable.
That Minotaur is history. Here's the plan. Corner the Minotaur and give him a taste of our weapon. If that doesn't work, we bring them together and give them a blast of our mega power. You with me?
Right, we're with you. All the way.
Yeah!
All right, Minotaur, you're going down.
Got that right. You're yesterday's news. Face it, Minotaur. You're finished.
Why don't you go back where you came from? Before you get hurt. Hi-ya! Yeah! Same goes for Rita.
Ranger, time is right to bring these weapons together. Your team must act together as one.
All right, guys, let's do it.
Right!
Perfect. Power axe.
Power bow! Power daggers!
Power lamp.
I'm not happy with that.
Power sword.
Okay. Alright. Off to the leg. 11 to 14.
I can't believe it! We were this close to meeting a power geek, and if it wasn't for your monster, we had done it! Shut up!
All your fault. Think about it.
All the bad guys in the universe, and I have to get stuck with these thin wings!
Gee, things sure work out a lot better when we work as a team, huh?
Maybe with a little teamwork, we'll get the dump site closed down yet.
Uh-oh. Look at this place. Why hasn't it been cleaned up yet? You then. I want to talk to you.
Mr. Kaplan, Mrs. Quagmire wants to talk to you.
One.
What do you say we show a little teamwork and get this place cleaned up?
All right.
Nice work, team.
What happened? Mess.
Mess? What mess?
Congratulations, power team. You've done well. Please excuse the static on your communicators. Alpha's been so busy practicing his dance steps that he keeps short-circuiting the control console.
And that's kicking! Ay, 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 ay!
Alpha, my man. Hey, forget about the hip hop, man. Keep being a robot and keep that control console working.
Keep going, pal. You're doing great. 988, 989,
990, 991, 992, 993. Come on, Jason. You can do it.
There's no way he's doing 1,000 bench presses.
1,010. And you break the record.
That's it. Nice and steady.
By the way, what number are we on?
995.
997, 998, 999.
So, what number is he on?
1,004.
Once more, please, without the sub.
1,003.
Yes, Jason, you're gonna do it.
Come on. 1,004. Kid, you're almost there. 1,005.
I am so nervous. He's
gonna break the record.
And Angel Grove High is gonna have a new winner.
What number am I at?
1006.
1,000 then. Uh-oh. I lost count. Can you start again?
He's not so tough when he's on his
That
own.
was real sweat.
That's it.
I was in St. John. I was not having a good time
The
there.
monster does to separate Jason from his friends and then tear him apart.
Let me look at that dumbbell, that barbell.
He's not.
Which was he lifting?
Uh-oh. I lost count. Can you start again?
Need a wide shot.
1,003?
Yes, Jason, you're gonna do it.
Come on, 1,004. Kid, you're almost there. 1,005.
I am so nervous. He's gonna break the record.
And Angel Grove High is gonna have a new winner.
What number am I at?
1,000 then. Uh-oh. I lost count. Can you start again?
He's not so tough when he's on his own.
993. Come on, Jace. You can do it. Come on, Jace. 1,010. And you break the record. That's it. Nice and steady.
By the way, what number are we on?
995. 997. 998. 999.
So that looks like I'm assuming those are 10s, 30. No, I'm gonna say 3 5s, 3 10s on each side. So 30, 45 per side makes 90. Plus the bar is another 45, so that's 135 pounds. If I'm assuming these weights right, which I could be wrong, that's 135 pounds for the wide shots, which is doable. It's not a lot. It's certainly doable. But I'm assuming for the close-ups, the bar is empty. And ain't no way he did 1,000 of those.
He's not so tough when he's on his own. That's it! I'll send Goldar and a monster down to separate Jason from his friends and then tear him apart. With him out of the way, the rest of the Power Rangers will be at my mercy. It's time to finish them once and for all.
Come on, Jason, you can do it, you can do it. 1,009. One more, Jason, you can do it, buddy, you can do it.
Really, Zach?
1,008. Come on, Jason, put it up. 1,008. Hey, guys, it's Kimberly.
He can't do anything today. This is going to be too
And he did it twice. He was right there.
Everyone, I have the perfect pair for the job. Me and Squad, forget it.
Yes, sir.
Goldar, are you ready?
Yes, so evil one. First we separate Jason from the others.
Then Rita grows you real tall.
And then we crush him.
Finster, have you figured out a monster yet?
Not quite.
You shouldn't have said that. You'll be in big trouble. Finster, what do you mean? Might you be losing your touch?
No, ma'am. If you give me a moment, I'll think of some... how about King Sphinx?
he can use his wings to sweep the others away. Does that satisfy your eagerness? Yeah! All right.
And that's frame D done.
So what do you say, Jace? Am I forgiven?
No.
Accepted.
Damn it. Fruit shakes on the Zagman. All right.
Another round, please.
Kimberly, about the skateboard and, bubble gum. I just want to...
Apologize? Forget it, it's casual.
It's not. That's kind of a big deal.
You know, guys, I'm kind of bummed about this bench press record thing. I don't want to be known as a quitter.
A quitter?
Hi, Pinhead. I heard you chokes today. The bench press record's still mine.
You two are a bad dream. Let them go, Bulk.
Hey, I got this. Oh, you're tough. You're a man. You're so tough, I'm shaking. Hey, Bulk, you take this. My foot! My pants.
Oh shit, it's not. I just realized it's not showing up on the... I just realized that Netflix isn't showing up on the screen. I'm sorry. Is there a trick to that? Or is it just that Netflix doesn't play well? There we go. No. Okay. I guess it's the same thing. You can't take screenshots of Netflix. You can't stream Netflix to another. It's smart enough to do that. Okay, that's annoying. Sorry. I didn't realize you couldn't see it. I'm sorry. I should have been paying more attention. It's my fault. I apologize. Oh, let's put on some YouTube. Get in there. Alright, that's that. E5. Do some LPL.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is an alarm lock. This is a Chinese-made padlock that provides an additional layer of security.
You want to like properly load maybe? That'd be nice.
By incorporating a siren into the lock. What happens is when the alarm is activated and the lock is jostled, a loud siren will sound, alerting the owner that their lock is being tampered with. To use this lock, we use the prominent cord that sticks out of the right side. You can see it's a smiley type lock. And I've seen these in both slider sidebar and pin tumbler designs. And this one's pretty clearly the slider sidebar variant. We know that because there is no Bible sticking out of the top here, no place for those driver pins to go. To operate this lock, we insert the key and turn it clockwise, and that allows you to remove the entire shackle. Now note that one end of the shackle has a cutout, and the other does not. The reason that's important is that there is a small button down one of these shackle holes. That activates the alarm. If you insert the shackle such that button is pressed down, the alarm will be active. If you insert it the opposite way, where the button is not pressed down, the alarm will not be active. So let's activate the alarm and test out the sensitivity of this alarm. But before we do that, I am going to put a piece of tape over the speaker, which significantly decreases the volume of this thing. It is ear-splittingly loud, and it's late at night right now. I don't want to wake anyone up. Right away, this should tell you a potential security flaw with this, because it can be significantly attenuated just by sticking tape over the top. Okay, let's arm this thing now. Okay, now we're going to lock it up, and what I want to do is test this by tapping it with the handle of a lockpick. Okay, that was the warning. What that means is that we exceeded the threshold for jostling. If I were to do that one more time, the alarm will sound. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do is see if we can pick this lock open without setting that alarm off. Okay, let's be very careful with this. And we're going to tension this with one of these Y tension wrenches. They're usually used for holding the shutters open on car locks, but they work very, very nicely here to tension that core. Okay, I think that works. Now let's get a tiny little flag and get to picking. 1 is loose, so is 2, 3, okay, 4 might be binding. Got a little click there. And 5 is binding. I think we got something out of him as well. Pulling back, let's start at the front again. 1 is still loose. So is 2, 3. Okay, 4. Okay, got a little click out of him. And nothing on 5. Oh, another click out of 4 on the way forward. Okay, Pick's getting a bit stuck in there. Let's see what we're stuck on. I think that's slot number 1. And he's not moving, which probably means that we are in false gates. So let's give it a little manual counter rotation. See if we can lift up number 1. Okay, got him set, I think. Number 2. Number 2 is stuck as well. I'm giving a little manual counter rotation. I can see we dropped number 1. We'll have to go back to him in just a moment. And I think we set number 2. Back to 1. Nope, one's loose. Okay, getting some more out of 2 now. I don't think I set him. 2 is being a little bit tricky. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Let me check all the other pins, or sliders I should say. 1, 2. Okay, we just got a click out of 2, and I think he's set. Let's get 1, which we saw drop while we were working on 2. And we got it open. Okay, so certainly not a really easy pick, but also not a terribly hard one either. So, it can be opened, I think, pretty easily without exceeding the threshold of setting that alarm off, but you do have to handle it with some care. I actually tried that a couple times before starting this video, and the very first time I did set the alarm off. Just the act of dropping into a false set exceeded the threshold for jostling. So you do have to approach it with some care. But if you do approach it with care, you should be able to open up without setting the alarm. So that's all I have for you on this Chinese-made alarm lock. If you do have any questions or comments about it, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.
That was actually that was a pretty long pick for him, so challenging enough. Let's look at this one.
Playtime! Yay! Based on the 1998 movie, the animated Godzilla. Series premiered September 12th that same year and lasted 2 seasons with a total of 40 episodes made. The toy company Trendmasters began to make toys for the show, but they ultimately would not go to market because Walmart didn't want them, and Walmart dictates everything. Seriously, there could be a cure for cancer, but if Walmart didn't want to sell it, nobody would get it. Anyway, I did a whole video about this, which guest starred some up-and-coming YouTuber Matt McMurphy or something or other. So if you want the whole story on this canceled toy line, check that video out. Back then I also shared some of my authentic prototypes of figures that were in this toy line, and since then there's been a few updates to share and a major new addition to my collection. Today I'll catch you up and we'll also get a closer and better look at some of the figures that I feel like I might have rushed through last time, and I'm going to be a bit more critical this time as well, and I'll try not to repeat any jokes. The unreleased toys for Godzilla the series. Here I've got unpainted test print prototypes of almost all of the smaller pieces. These are made with plastic, and they include humans, monsters, and robots. Here's 6-inch Thunder Sonic Godzilla, and this one's got some crib notes on him, which I think is really cool. I love this sculpt, although his default position is this weird pose like he's doing the walk like an Egyptian dance from the 80s Bangles music video. His arms and legs move. My guy's tail can't twist, but it's possible the finished version would. And he's got a number of cool features. He's got a dorsal plate here, which you can move to make his mouth open and close. Actually, this would have launched a missile from his mouth, similar to the Nuclear Strike Godzilla movie toy. Oh, did you think we were going to talk about Trendmasters toys and not have launching missiles all over this video? Ha! You must be new to the channel. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This prototype also has a spot for a sound box here where you'd hear its thunderous roars, even though you're not going to see that on the prototype shown in the magazine pictures. I didn't mention this in the last video, but there's also prototypes of this Godzilla at a 4-inch scale, without sound. These here are showroom sample repaints and resin hard copy prototypes, so they don't articulate, but they show how it's possible that 4-inch figures were on the table, should this line have taken off. Moving on to the monsters. The first monster Godzilla fought in the series was Crustaceous Rex, also known as the C-Rex, and he first appeared in episode 2 titled New Family Part 2. Here's an idea of what a painted C-Rex could look like. I still can't get over how this spread spelled it S-E-A. And here's the Proto. It's a cool figure, great silhouette. He's got lots of tendrils sticking out, and his feature would be this switch up here, which opens and closes his face. Legs can 360, and the larger appendages can twist as well. Here he is next to Godzilla. You could have had some serious monster brawling during your playtimes. And you know what? You could have crossed over these monsters with the Godzilla toys from Trendmaster's other toy lines. You could have had C-Rex fight Gigan. Robo Yeti is in the 15th episode of the show titled Competition. The Robo Yeti figure would be its inner mechanic body with an outer shell you could put over it. I don't have those outer shell pieces, but here's a naked Yeti prototype. He's angry because he had to sit through brief ads and sponsor pitches on his free YouTube. His arms go in all sorts of directions, which is cool. His itty-bitty legs can 360 as well, and his head can turn. He's supposed to come with these harpoons. I have one here, and would you believe it's not something that launches like a missile? Instead, it pinches, like my Aunt Milda. This is your Robo Yeti, and so far so good, no complaints, yet. I just really like what they were doing with the monsters from this TV series. And it's really fun to imagine what other monsters they could have made down the road. This is a prototype of Quetzalcoatl. Maybe I said that right enough. It's another word they spelled wrong here. This bird monster appeared in the 10th episode, Birds of Paradise. I don't have this prototype, and they are extremely stupid rare. And this is the original tooling pattern design, and it's actually a different pose than the resin one here in the Tom Art spread. Which one do you like more? And what's that in his mouth? Is that a... It's a missile! He looks like he's choking on that thing, poor guy. There were to be 2 human members of the Heat team, Nick and Randy. It's a whole new Nick mold than the one used for the movie toy line, and here's another comparison shot. Seriously, this is extreme Nick. As you can see, he traded his worms for a quad-firing missile blaster. I'm not a fan of the bent knees on the human figures. They are incredibly hard to stand. Not impossible, but harder than they should be. Especially while holding these comically large weapons. By the way, Nick was also to come with this. What is this? The catalog calls it an Uzi machine gun. I've seen Uzi machine guns. That ain't an Uzi machine gun. I'm not big on Nick's overall character design in the show itself, but this toy's got a permanent angry face. Why does he look so triggered? Is it because I made a joke about sitting through ads and sponsor pitches on the free YouTube? Randy balances slightly better because of his coat. Here's a painted Randy. Now this Randy prototype actually has Nick's legs, and apparently that's very common. His gun is called a Cyber Tracker rocket launcher, and he's only got one projectile to Nick's 4. Yes, Nick is 4 times the Trendmasters figure as Randy. But Nick and Randy have arms that 360, you can spin their heads, their top hats can twist at the waist, and there's articulation in the legs and knees. Do you even need Godzilla to help when you have these two? So yeah, the humans aren't my favorites in this toy line, although Randy's head sculpt is really good, I'll give them that. I just think this overall presentation is a bit off the mark, and the balance is a nightmare. The last member of the Heat team is Nigel. Even Nigel gets a missile. Classic Trendmasters. Here's what a colored-in Nigel could look like. And I love this. I'm not being ironic when I say this might be my favorite toy in the line. And Tom Arts also showed a silver variant of Nigel. What a strange release that would have been. He's got a little clip on his back, like Yeti's harpoon, if you want to clip him to your belt, I don't know. He's got a robotic claw and a spring arm, a firing rocket launcher, and he falls apart. Nigel's arms pop out whenever I touch him. I guess that's the joke, huh? Since he keeps getting destroyed in the show. So Trendmasters made a toy that breaks itself. 2 vehicles were going to come out for the Heat team, and they're just repaints of the helicopter and jet from other toy lines. Classic Trendmasters! There's no way on earth these human toys would have fit into that cockpit. I hate that they were going to force these vehicles on kids instead of the ones actually used in the show. I would have rathered no vehicles, to be honest. Alright, enough of these piddly little toys. It's time for the main event. 2 large plastic figures from this line called Mega Monsters with Sound. This includes Cyber Godzilla, which I've briefly showed you in the past, and a large Godzilla, which I just acquired.
Godzilla storms with a thundering smash and tail slash. But can it match Cyber Godzilla? Shocking the Heat with cyber missile fire. Breathing doom, Godzilla's out to short-circuit the cyber monster menace. In the fight for ultimate Godzilla might, who will rule? Only you can decide. Cyber Godzilla and human action figures, each sold separately.
Cyber Godzilla is from episode 12 and 13, Monster Wars Part 2 and 3. This is the Godzilla from the movie turned into a cyborg by aliens. Just a note that when Godzilla died in the movie and show, he was intact, meaning the aliens cut off his arm to make him a cyborg. They didn't have to do that. Cyber Godzilla is in a deep lunging pose. Mine has a balance issue, but I know multiple other collectors who do not have this issue. Me, I can't even come close to balancing mine. His tail swivels, robot arm can 360 and go up and down. This arm articulates, legs move, just a tiny bit of movement in the ankles. A little bit more in this ankle than the other one. I don't mean to blow your minds, but this guy was to fire 2 missiles.
That's cool.
My prototype didn't come with any, but Lord knows I've got Trendmasters missiles. Thing is, none of these are the ones meant for Cyber Godzilla. Why were all of the damn missiles proprietary? Well, here he is with the wrong missiles, just to give you an idea. His other feature is sound. Pushing this button under his belly makes him roar. Now this particular proto does not have a sound box installed, so no roar. Here's what Cyber Godzilla would have looked like in his box. You could have walked into the toy section and seen stacks of these. Imagine that. Now I like this mold a lot. I love the head. And this is seriously one of my favorite items in my entire collection. A lot of screws visible on this side. A whole lot of screws, but that's not my biggest issue. I'm not in love with this stance, and I wouldn't be even if mine did balance. It looks great on a shelf, very dynamic and cool, but it's so limiting if you're a kid trying to play with it. I wouldn't have minded a more universal pose like Trendmaster's other Godzilla toys, but that's just me. And this is his rival, the Mega Monster Godzilla, new to the collection. Honestly, I wasn't the biggest fan of these promotional images that went around of him, but then I got the prototype recently, and it looks a lot better in person to me. However, this one does not stand at all, and this time it's not just me. No version of this guy can balance on his 2 feet, with his tail comfortably up in the air like the good Lord intended. Hopefully that would have been corrected before this went to market. Here he is next to the Thunder Sonic Godzilla figure. And just for funsies, here he is next to the recent release from YMSF, a soft vinyl Zilla repainted to look like the animated series Godzilla. They did a few versions of this, and this is the one I nabbed. Not an exact color match, but I still love this soft vinyl to pieces. Similar articulation as before, tail spins, the ankles have some movement, legs can move. This arm moves. This arm cannot move, and I'll tell you why. This figure is supposed to have a slashing claw attack as seen in the commercial here, and it appears that mine's not installed. At least he doesn't fire a missile. Oh wait, yeah, by pressing this dorsal plate here, his mouth opens. Again, very similar to that smaller nuclear strike Godzilla.
And I know just where to touch you, and I know just what to prove, and I know when to pull you closer, and I know just when to lose.
And see here, this is where the missile would go. And not atomic breath. Look at the commercial. That homeboy is firing a red missile out of his mouth. Shove it down your throat. Try this one. Maybe this one works. He's also got a belly button. Not a belly button, but a belly button. Well, anyway, this guy's voice box is installed. Give a listen. And I'm told Cyber Godzilla has this same roar. It's hard to see, but here's Godzilla in his packaging.
That's the same one as the one I have.
And here they are together, father and son facing off. No doubt, some of the absolute rarest pieces in my entire collection. You have to wonder who would have made it to a second wave of these toys. Would there be a large roaring Yeti like these? A large C-Rex? Who would you have wanted them to make? I'd hope a second wave would have included the Heat Ship proper, and Monique would be a good figure. Both of those were at least considered for the first wave, this we know. When I started collecting Godzilla stuff, I never dreamed that these guys would one day be on my display. I'm thrilled that I got to share them with you today. I need to extend a special thanks to Jonathan Scheinman for letting me share some of his images and helping with the video. He runs the Trendmasters Prototype Toys Facebook group, so check it out for more images of these prototypes, including color variants, like this purple Cyber Godzilla, or Burning Godzilla here. The group is about to celebrate its 8th anniversary with some exclusive new reveals, so check that out. And thank you for joining me on Playtime, where we celebrate imagination, play together, and maybe even learn something we didn't know. Until next time.
Been wanting to see this one. Okay, let's see the other side. 9, 11, 13, 15.
Throughout thousands of years of our history, we built our cities organically, corresponding to our needs and daily lives. Streets were narrow at human scale, buildings were close together. Most things were within walking distance, which was a necessity for obvious reasons. But then came the 20th century, and with it, mass motorization. All of a sudden, things didn't need to be as close as before. Why have everything within walking distance when you can also drive? From the first half of the 20th century onward, we abandoned our traditional, dense, human-centric way of building cities, that is, by the people, for the people, and started designing everything around the car. Part of this was a natural development. With cars, people are more mobile, meaning not everything has to be fitted within walking distance. The other side of this story was a massive, unrelenting lobbying and propaganda campaign by the auto industry. Today, it's almost unthinkable that streets and roads used to belong to the people. You could just walk out of a building onto the road and your life wouldn't be in danger. Nobody would honk at you, nobody would call the police on you, and so on. Worst case scenario, you had to dodge the occasional horse cart or tram. But this millennia-old tradition of public space belonging to the people all but evaporated in the span of a few decades, all thanks to the auto industry. When the number of cars started increasing, so did the number of fatalities. People still assumed that streets and roads belonged to them, so tens of thousands would die getting run over by cars speeding across the city. There were attempts at limiting car traffic and engine speeds, but virtually all efforts were promptly sabotaged by the auto industry. People and cars were at an impasse, but people weren't about to give up on their public spaces that belonged to them for millennia. This was when the auto industry played the ace up their sleeve in a masterstroke of manipulation. They started financing and organizing traffic safety education for children, where they learned, among other things, to always look both ways before crossing, because roads belong to cars, not people. Entire generations grew up with this mantra, ingraining the idea into everyone that public spaces should be surrendered to the auto industry's four-wheeled products. Car manufacturers also helped twist public discourse via propaganda by popularizing expressions like jaywalking. Back then, jay was kind of an insult along the lines of an oblivious dummy. A jaywalker then became a person who used the roads as we always have, for millennia. It was a way to shame people into accepting the dominance of the automobile inside our cities. And, unfortunately, it worked. Though back then, today's colossal traffic jams didn't exist, so the scale of the problem wasn't clear yet. People didn't yet know about induced demand. Nobody knew how catastrophic the consequences of over-motorization would be. The auto industry's investment into propaganda and sabotaging referendums paid them unbelievable dividends. It resulted in a world where our entire civilization revolves around their product, where governments mandate that every project, every building, every renovation, every family home should have space for their product. Is this a great business arrangement or what? In urban planning, car-centrism brought about a tectonic shift in how we plan and design our cities. Instead of the human-scale streets and roads, everything is huge, wide, and out of proportions. Freeways and road arteries cut through the urban fabric. Valuable land has to be wasted on parking lots and garages to store auto industry products. Instead of compact, walkable neighborhoods, everything is far apart, so walking isn't an option. And today I'd like to talk about the worst example of this modern era sprawl: the satellite mall. It's a large commercial area at the edge of town with malls and big box stores next to the highway, surrounded by enormous parking lots. So these satellite malls are home to big box stores and edge of town shopping complexes. They're near the highway and usually situated far enough from the city to be a pain in the ass to get to by anything other than a car. And this is a problem. Now I planned on getting out there and recording some footage of satellite malls. After all, they aren't exclusive to America. Unfortunately, there's plenty of them in Europe too. But my hometown, Leipzig, doesn't seem to have a proper satellite mall. There's the Paunsdorf Center, but it's right next to an S-Bahn station, plus there are tram and bus lines leading directly to it. It's far from optimal, but I wanted to go further. I wanted a stronger example. The rule instead of the exception. A proper satellite mall. A cathedral of consumerism, surrounded by an asphalt desert, built for a sweaty boomer climbing out of his oversized BMW X8 SUV to go sit in a kitschy Fox German restaurant for an hour and complain about having to see black people at the bus stop every morning during their car commute. Around them a sea of furious Karens, overprotective parents with screaming, ill-behaved children, underpaid foreign menial workers, bored pensioners, and everyone's weird cousin wearing their gas station sunglasses indoors. The air is heavy with the smell of fast food, cheap perfume, and recent divorces. Okay, let's not get too poetic. You get the picture. To show you a proper satellite mall, I left the cycling haven of Leipzig and headed down to Boomer Town, the so-called city of the modern, Chemnitz. Chemnitz is a case study of satellite malls and why they're a horrible idea. At the edges of the city there is Alt Chemnitz Center, Vita Center, Nefe Park, and the worst one, Chemnitz Center. And that's the one we're about to check out. Right off the bat, there is no convenient way to get there. There is a bus line, and that's fair enough, but for a commercial area of this size, you would need a tram at the very least. If cars can get this much infrastructure subsidized by taxpayers, a tram really isn't much to ask for, and the city will actually put a tram through here sometime within the next 10 years, almost half a century after the highway was built. Priorities, I guess. But according to Google Maps, there is actually a way to get to Chemnitz Center by train, so I did that with my bike in tow. The trip ended up really nice. Though the closer I got to Chemnitz Center, the clearer it became that I'm the only idiot who showed up here with a bike. If you go to a satellite mall, you'll do so by car. Period. Why wouldn't you? Everything here was built to service your car-centric lifestyle. I couldn't even find a bike rack, so I had to improvise. If you look at a map, you can see how much space is dedicated to cars, leaving everyone else hanging. This enormous car capacity does nothing but induce demand. People tend to choose convenience and comfort even when it's objectively harmful to their health, to others around them, or to the environment. So the family who would have normally taken the bus to Chemnitz Center will say, oh, let's go by car instead because it's faster and more comfortable. There is more than enough parking space and road capacity. Multiply this by 1,000 and you get dangerous streets, air pollution and constant noise. This includes you as well, Economics explained. I get that you prefer driving, but you should also think of the consequences your lifestyle choice has on others. So this is problem number 1 of satellite malls. Due to their enormous parking and road capacities, they induce massive amounts of demand. And those cars don't just come from the highway, meaning city roads leading to the satellite mall will also become congested, making large swaths of the city borderline unlivable. And to demonstrate this, on my way back to Leipzig, I biked back to the station along the road. And, well, it was quite the experience. I really hate these satellite malls, how unreachable they are, how sanitized they are, how they're a cheap imitation of real, lively pedestrian neighborhoods. And this ties into the second issue. Before leaving, I biked around Chemnitz a bit and checked out a past prestige project, the Drew Boulevard, a fully pedestrian and bike-friendly street where private cars are restricted. But compared to the buzz of Chemnitz Center, the Drew Boulevard was almost completely deserted. Satellite malls concentrate huge amounts of commerce outside the city, sucking everything else dry. A city can only sustain so much commercial supply, and satellite malls offer disproportionate amounts of it, and this oversupply leads to closures and bankruptcies. Though with the Brill Boulevard, the problem goes deeper, namely that the boulevard itself doesn't lead anywhere and it's not on a natural biking or pedestrian axis. It's just wedged between two busy roads and you have to make an active effort to seek it out if you want to get there. But the Brill Boulevard is not the only problem spot. Even other satellite malls are suffering, such as the Vita Center. There, the management is trying to get a trampoline hall set up inside to somehow fill all the abandoned commercial space. And this is the tragedy of the satellite mall. To a city leadership, they might look appealing as far as tax revenue goes, but what the shiny brochures are silent about is all the collateral damage they will inevitably cause. Now, Adam, you might say, I agree with what you say, and I do agree that you're the living god among humans who is qualified to single-handedly solve every urban planning issue on the planet. But what if someone needs to go to the hardware store or the furniture store to make a big purchase? In those situations, you need a car, as you won't take home 100 kilograms of building materials or furniture by bus. And that's a fair point. I'm not advocating for a complete ban of cars. Obviously, there are many situations where cars are extremely practical or even the only viable option, like in some parts of the countryside. What I oppose is the disproportionate use of and dependence on cars. What I want is to cut back on unnecessary trips. If I only go to a satellite mall to buy some socks and a pair of jeans, and maybe eat lunch, I don't have to drag 2 tons of metal and plastic with me, even though I could. But while one car isn't a problem, if I'm doing it, 2,000 other people are also doing it, which is a problem. My right to comfort and convenience should not override other people's rights to safe streets, fresh air and quiet neighborhoods, though these days this seems to be the case, unfortunately. But I'm happy to say there is a good solution already, superior to the current car-centric state of affairs. There is a way to arrange the aforementioned stores in a non-car-centric way. In Mannheim, where I used to live, there is a Bauhaus hardware store right in the center, easily accessible on foot, by bike, or by public transit. When I had to repaint my apartment before moving out, I just showed up by tram, got a bucket of paint and some brushes, and took the tram back home. If I want to make a larger purchase, I can always go there, pick out what I need, and then have everything delivered from a depot. Better to have one delivery van make 20 deliveries in one trip than 20 people all driving to the store one by one and back. IKEA is also experimenting with new, better store formats. Instead of the usual big metal box by the highway, they've launched a new 5-floor store in Vienna with no car parking. Based on the delivery method I've described earlier. If you want something big, you can pick it out and it will get delivered to you. Stores like the Mannheim Baumarkt and the Vienna IKEA became integral parts of the city, living in symbiosis with other businesses. If I go to that IKEA, I might also check out some other local businesses and the restaurant. Contrast this with the Satellite Mall, where you're locked inside a retail compound at the edge of town, far away from local businesses. Stores integrated into the city support and complement other businesses and vice versa. data, instead of leeching off the center like a tumor like satellite malls do. They also cut back on unnecessary card traffic, not because cards are banned, but because you no longer need them to do your business. And cards are all well and good, these symbols of freedom and so on, until you have to pay insurance, servicing and gas. And if cards are the only option in your city, you don't have freedom. You have mandatory microtransactions forced on you by the auto and oil industry. It's time for us to stop thinking in satellite malls and integrate all that commercial power into our cities instead. We'll get livelier city centers, healthy local businesses, and calmer, quieter streets that are safe even for children and the elderly to get around on their own. Thank you for watching, and Jesus Christ, I almost died on my way back to the station. Seriously.
B8.
Before we begin, thank you very much to Fu Hibiki, Oni of the Crushing Hell, for joining the Patreon campaign. I love the weird shoutouts. I love when I get to be melodramatic with the shoutouts. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll let you guys know we got enough shoutouts in the queue now that I'm going to be good for another month. So once again, we are going a solid month. That's 7 months now. It's going to be 7 months straight of shoutouts, never ending, never stopping. And I love all of you for it. Thank you very much for that support. It means the world to me that I get to keep doing this for you all. Alright, it is a Monday, which means it's news roundup time, and we've got a bit of a weird news feed this time. So we're just going to get straight into it with a update on Missing Link Convoy. We've actually got a few here. Little things. Just little things, because Takara is keeping like a very slow drip of details about this toy to try and keep everyone into it. First off, packaging. We have a very clear shot now of what the different packaging looks like. They're using the same art, even though one is toy-based and one is anime-based, which I think is a bit of an odd decision. But beyond that, yeah, you're getting something very akin to the original Optimus Prime box if you have the toy accurate. If you have the anime accurate, expect something a little bit more akin to the Walmart reissue, the solo one. The interesting thing about the packaging, though, is that for the insert, we are actually getting a styrofoam tray. Screw the environment, nostalgia. Okay, let's be honest here. We're collectors. We're not going to throw this box away, so the styrofoam's not going to end up in a landfill, so that's okay. I think they've done well enough avoiding styrofoam for literally decades now that we can let them get away with one, just one or two retro reissues here. As long as this is not like a running theme. If Missing Link becomes a thing, I don't want to see this in every release. Let's put it that way. But I think for one-off release for the sake of nostalgia, I'm not gonna get too preachy about it. Still, nice little package. They're doing good with this. Next up, they showed off the layout for the diecast parts, and it's pretty much what you would expect. It's the front of the chest, it's the feet, the traditional spots for diecast in G1 Convoy, but there's a little bit in the hips too, just a little bit. So I think that's just incidental of how the toy is designed. Honestly, I'm not going to dismantle my G1 Optimus Prime toy just to find out if there's die-cast in that same spot. It's just nice that they're keeping it to the traditional places. And we also have a little bit of update of the little, I guess, disposable stuff that it comes with. So you have different stickers for the chrome, because you can't paint on top of chrome, so they give you stickers for some of the extra detailing. For the 01 Convoy, the toy accurate, you do get some alternate license plate stickers. to match some of either the original Japanese art or the American art. And if you have the Convoy version, or, well, the anime Convoy version, you do get the yellow stickers to create his G1 pelvis look. So that's a nice little inclusion. It's an optional thing too. If you want it to be, bare like the original toy, you can do that as well. It also showed off, yes, there are tech specs in the traditional like red film and like blurry thing that you can really see through, but this is a neat little visual trick, so let's just go ahead and have fun with it. And both versions get this, which is cool. So they're going all out and make sure all the nostalgia points are hit, which is a really good thing. Alright, so that's your missing link update for the week. Let's see what else is coming out. So remember, when leaks happen, and when we find out those list of things in computers that are now shown off of it might be 6 months, but we're getting this. It's never just the one leak. There's always a few drips that follow after it before it runs dry. Just like a fresh plumbing job. So, let's see. This one doesn't have nearly as many names attached to it, so we don't really have to get too speculative. The big one here are, in Studio Series, we are getting Movie 5 Drift. So they're actually going into the last night, which is one of the last directions they can go in with Studio Series to get Bayverse characters in there. And it's not an unexpected one. I'm genuinely wondering if it's going to be a repaint of a previous Drift, or if they're going to figure out a new molding or something. We will have to see. They also have a listing for Rise Lifeline. So, being part of Studio Series means it does feel like, remember, Rise was one of the names for Transformers Reactivate before they rebranded. So now I'm assuming that, I guess it could go either way. This could be like an old listing that still has Rise as like the title for the game, so this would be in the Gamerverse series, but we haven't had an RC, so it'd be weird to announce Lifeline. When I don't think an RC has been leaked yet. And then the other flip to that is maybe it does literally mean Rise of the Beast, which means it'd be a green repaint of the RC figure from that toy line, but that doesn't make sense either, because it's deluxe, and Lifeline isn't in the movie. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm going to assume this is for the upcoming game. That's the best guess that I've got at the moment. We also have listings for there's a Studio Series Commander with a new product number so that it's not connected to Ultra Magnus. Or maybe it is. Like I said, these have no names. Legacy, a Commander class, and a Titan class are confirmed for Uni, which I still do not know exactly what Uni stands for. For Selects, we got an Autobot multi-pack on the way, a Deluxe 3-pack on the way. I'm actually really curious to see what they lumped in together, and they're just kind of throwing lots of repaints at us here. Buzzworthy is continuing. We have a multi-pack for Uni, a Studio Series Voyager, a Studio Series reissue at the Leader class. We did Optimus, and we did Grimlock. My running guess is probably the Shockwave, because I know that one was kind of hard for a lot of people to get a hold of. So that's my guess at the moment. Another 2-pack as well. And the Retro line is continuing as well. They're rebranding for the 40th anniversary, and there's 4 offerings on the way. No clue what any of those are, but yeah, apparently they dug up 4 more G1 molds they're willing to shill out and put out again. I'm willing to bet at least one of these is going to be the Optimus Prime cab again.
I'm sure.
So, the other 3, not a clue. But that's just an idea. And guess what? This is not the only list. We also have a little bit for Earthspark. I was going to say eyes away if you want to avoid spoilers, but I don't think names really have a whole lot of weight when it comes to story spoilers. So, Deluxe line. We are getting Thrash and Jawbreaker, so 2 more of the Maltos hit the Deluxe. Still nothing for Hashtag, which is concerning. But that means that 4 of the 5 Maltobots are actually going to have deluxe toys, which is good. I still wish they had varying size classes with this toy line, because the Maltos are all different sizes, and it's weird. It's the other two that are interesting, because we have a Prowl, another classic character who has not appeared in the show yet, and one named Aftermath. And we have no clue. That is not a character. If you are not following the show, I'll tell you, no characters named Aftermath. We have no idea what that one is, but the fact that they're getting a deluxe class toy means they should be something of a major player, which makes me very curious about what role they would play in Season 2 of the show. I have to get back to my episode reviews for Earthspark. I'm way behind on those. Like, I like to put out like one every 4 days after a new chunk of episode drops. But I didn't like how the last one came out, because it's very much recappy and not very reviewy. So I'm kind of like reformulating a little bit. Point being, the deluxe line is continuing. No idea if these are going to be Build-A-Figure or not. We have no clue. But we do have more on the way at least. Alright, let's get into a little bit of in-hand. We don't have much in-hand this week, but we do have a few things to show off. So people have gotten the first of the Beast Wars Again multi-packs. Optimus and Megatron, of course. Looking really, really cool. I still do not really know if I want to go for these or not, because while I would love my Beast Wars figures to be as nice looking as possible, I also really do not like paying the upcharge for toys I already have just to get slightly better paint jobs. And these two especially seem like they're only just a little bit better. Primal seems just a little bit better. Megatron does have a lot more subtle details, so he is like very lavishly decoed, so that is good. And I think the other two packs do a far better job of creating these like super cool. I do love the old school Beast, like Japanese Beast Wars package art. That works really cool. Again, I'm still kind of floating. Still kind of floating on whether or not I'm actually going to go for these. We will see, but they do look nice. The Megatron looks nice. We'll say that. Studio Series, someone got their hands on Frenzy Red. And there's really nothing to say. It's the same mold, but it is in black and red. Call it Frenzy, call it Rumble, call it Enemy. I really don't care how you name it. It's just nice that both of them are on the way. It'd be nice if that Netflix Soundwave came out again, so we have a fresh figure to chunk these guys into, but you know what? I will take it for now. So, yeah, nothing to really say about that. It's the same mold. It's on its way again. There's another Paint Master out, and this one is for the Kotobukiya Starscream, which I keep saying, and I will keep saying, it is extremely clever how they design these. It's not my thing, though. But if it is your thing, I will not begrudge you. I do like that they are not overly sexualized, and I do like that they do such a good job trying to get the original details of the character in so that the silhouette looks correct. Even if, even in like a weird anime girl way. Like, if this was just a blacked out silhouette, I could tell this was meant to be Starscream by what is actually a guitar case, which I think is super clever. And then, like, details like the vents on the helmet turning into braids on the side of her hair. That's really clever. And I will, and I think I repeat those points every time we talk about this toy, but this is getting further and further down the line. And the pre-orders begin on August 31st, so at the end of the month, if you're after these, then be ready. It's just about to hit. Alright. Yellow Park also showed off something new. So, of course, we love Yellow Park here on the channel. They produce really, really good things. They've been showing off their AMK, their advanced model kit for Megatron. So, naturally, an Optimus Prime is following. And this is just the first teaser of it. And it looks really, really nice. It definitely looks like they've gone into the cartoon proportions and design while still giving it some roughness around the edges to make it look like it's actually made of metal. It's a really, really nice job. Now, these are similar to the ones I reviewed. They come in mostly assembled form. You just kind of complete the kit out of the box. This will have die-cast parts. They are larger than the ones that I reviewed, so all around, this is going to be a higher quality product. and I still really do like their product. So this is another one to look out for, and hopefully we'll see more. I'm sure they will tease more very, very soon. Alright, if you are into your posters, the original artwork, the original UK artwork, I should say, for Transformers the movie, has brand new prints available. So there is one for the UK art, and there's one for the Japanese art, and one of them, they range $40 and $55. So this is super cool. I'm just gonna say it, because like I really love this poster. Honestly, if I had any wall space, if I had wall space for a actual poster, I would probably go for this, even though I feel like that's a lot of money for a poster. It's a limited edition poster, that's why. It's supposed to be like high quality. There's only 200 of the UK quad art, which is the wide one. And then the Japanese one, that's the lower price, is going to be 2,000. So that is, yeah. So, am I reading this right? I'm not reading this right. Oh well. It's actually now that I think about it, like now that I look at it, it's actually a little bit smaller than I thought. A little bit smaller than I thought. Well, it's 3 inches wide. Okay. I'm a hack, is what I am. Oh my god. All right. So, point being, it looks really, really cool. I wish I had wall space for it, but yeah, it is. It's nice. It's nice to see that you have an option of getting that original artwork again. It's been like freshly remastered. All right, let's check in on Icon Heroes producing a whole bunch of new stuff for Transformers fans. For starters, we have this little mini bust card holder for Blaster. They produced one for Soundwave, and this works the same way. The tape deck opens up, and you just kind of lean your business cards in there, just for Blaster to kind of hang on to. You do get the alternate toy accurate head, which I think is a really cool touch. These are not Pogs. Don't freak out. These are buttons. So you get buttons, a bunch of Decepticons and Autobots. And then you get mouse pads, like full like desk mats, and then a few just normal size pads. This is so weird. Why G2 Superion? Why Generation 2 Superion? It's such an odd choice. But there is some nice artwork in here. There's some harkening back to some package art from years ago. There's G2 Menasor for some reason. All 6 Insecticons. Well, not all 6. Why do I feel like one's missing? Yeah, I feel like there's one missing there. Maybe I'm just misremembering. It's been a long time.
Yeah, there's 4.
I woke up like not long ago. I'm tired. Fortress Max was there. Dinobots, yes, or 5. Wait, Swoop is in red. Like I guess that looks. I guess it's better than having just like a blotch of blue in there for no reason. Yep, Classics Bumblebee, Galvatron, Optimus. Strangely enough, looks like a scene from the Battle of Autobot City from the movie, but in toy-accurate designs, that's an interesting take. Optimus Prime wants you for the Autobots. Yeah, so they're doing a ton of stuff. Doing a ton of little stuff for anyone who has, likes those little weird little collectible things. Alright, speaking of weird, let's go into the weird spectrum of news. So for starters, if you are in China, there is a live event show featuring Transformers in full stage and these full size costumes, which actually look really, really cool. Now, these are photos out of China, so they are potato quality. I don't think you're allowed. Does China not allow a certain level of megapixels? I'm genuinely curious, because like every time I see like fan reports or leaked photos out of China, the camera always looks like it's from an old flip phone. But look at the size of the costumes. Like, they went all out to make sure these things were just like really big, buff, solid looking Transformer costumes. They're really, really nice looking. The Starscream looks really, really cool, actually. I have no idea what goes on in this stage show, but the fact that there's a whole freaking Transformer stage show out there is kind of incredible. Kind of incredible. There apparently is like some like spiritual Unicron Primus battle, because this kid just kind of looks like a tiny like Unicron avatar kind of thing. It's weird. You know what else is weird is when I'm like looking through these, it's Autobots and Decepticons kind of standing together. They don't really show any like fighting between them. So now I'm genuinely wondering what the story of this whole thing is. So that's interesting. We'll probably never get more of it than that. But you know what? It's cool to know that it exists, and look forward to someone randomly owning one of those costumes someday in their weird collection. We're going to get back to costumes here in a minute, but first let's stop in and check out, okay, what company is this? I can't remember. PDP, video game peripheral manufacturer. They announced they are releasing a whole bunch of licensed controllers, and one of them is Transformers Earthspark based. Now, this is clearly not Earthspark. This is Sonic the Hedgehog. What is cool about these controllers is that you can see that they try to do a lot of three-dimensional design in the work. So you have this like big shot of Green Hill Zone kind of sunken into the controller rather than printed on the top like you would typical. I kind of really like that idea because, like, one thing I don't like about those, like, fully painted, like, super nice looking controllers is they're painted on the outside, which means they're going to scuff, they're going to scratch. With the detail buried inside the shell of the controller, that's never going to happen. So this will just continue to look really nice and interesting. The weird part is that they also include little figurines in the handle of the controller. That is not a flat Sonic the Hedgehog. That's like a fully rendered figurine that's stuck inside the controller, which is a super interesting choice. So I'm going to assume a controller will come out that just has like a tiny little bumblebee there. That might be fun. Put a bumblebee there, put a Megatron or something on there. Optimus or Megatron. It's something. There's something there. So we haven't seen it yet, but it is on the way, and I'm very curious. Given how they do these, yeah, I'm actually kind of interested. Okay, I should have rearranged this. Like, this is a topic we should have talked about next, because that would have rolled right into our final topic of the day, because new Transformers costumes were announced for adult sizes. And oh boy! They certainly are something.
That they are.
So here's your Starscream. He's got like the fluffy like plush big boot things. So he has his legs looking properly boxy, and his forearms kinda boxy. I really wish the shoulders had it, but you can see he's got a wing pack, and the null rays look flat, just kind of hanging off. It's trying. He's trying. It's got the smirk. You know, it's fully done on the back. It's all Velcro attached. And then we get to the Megatron. The Megatron is not pretty. The Megatron is not pretty. I don't know why. I don't know why they went with this heavy makeup thing. I don't know what's going on here. I genuinely don't. He looks like he's melting. It's just like, it's not even like a full helmet. It's just like a mask with the old elastic band on it. Yeah. Oh, so bad. Oh my god. They like the screened eyes, so it looks solid and you can still see through it. Like, this is my favorite shot. This is my favorite shot. Talk to the hand, because you do not want to talk to that face. Alright, and he's telling me to stop, so I'm going to stop there. There is a Bumblebee out there too, but I couldn't find it in time for recording. But you know what? I think that might be for the best. So, thank you everyone for watching. You're caught up for your Transformers news for the week, and hopefully we got a lot more coming out, because I love to talk this kind of stuff with you. So, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.
I'm like, I think you guys got this. I will back away, and I will see you on Earth.
You've got this handled.
Alonso's like, really? You're not gonna help me? Like, it's fine now.
It's like these disgusting creatures breathing down my neck, and you're all just like, I believe in you. You got this.
Alright, you seem to have this.
Okay, 19 gets on the rear, not that it matters much. What else do I got?
to Monday. Welcome to Countdown Day here on the channel, and this is a topic that was suggested by our buddy Billy Browse, and it is the top 10 Transformers gimmicks. So we're going to kind of clarify what exactly counts as a gimmick, right? We're going to define it. We're going to talk about something that was popular but that can't really count as a gimmick. And then, of course, we're going to do 10 all the way down to 1 in the latest Scottbot Counts Down. Hey, one hail, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka Gotbot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you are at it, light up my baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it'll let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links, baby. All of that is in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or, of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is the top 10 Transformers gimmicks. Some time ago, Billy suggested this, and I said, we're going to put it on the list. We'll get around to it eventually. Years ago, I did kind of my own list of that long before we ever did the voting, and the ones that I didn't like. But that was a different era. That was when I was kind of amassing a list myself before we ever got into the most objective way to try and do this stuff, the voting. I'm going to note now that for this list, because it's not a general list of all the franchises we know and love, and specifically Transformers, the gimmick, if you will, of transforming could not count. A gimmick, pretty much by definition, is something that is a twist, a change, or an addition to the base idea to increase sales of a given product line. Well, since that's the way gimmick is defined, specifically in this case, and since the only franchise we're dealing with is Transformers, the entire product line only exists because of transforming. Yes, the converting between two modes is something that would have been somewhat popular. And some people even said, well, transforming is obviously going to be number 1. It's not, because it can't count in this case. If we were comparing this to Power Rangers, or G.I. Joe, or Mask, or I don't know, Insectoids, or Jason the Wheel Warriors, or whatever, and this was like top 10 just gimmicks in general, then yeah, transforming would count. But since this is top 10 Transformers gimmicks, it needs to be an addition to or a twist on the whole concept of converting between a couple of modes, right? Converting between two modes. So I understand it was popular. I understand why people wanted to vote for it. But since this is just the Transformers list, it couldn't really count.
I mean, I agree.
So what can count? Well, we actually don't have honorable mentions this time because it's gimmicks. It's a bit of a weird one to do honorable mentions for, though I will note a bunch at the end that, while not honorable mentions, certainly had votes, they just didn't make the list. So what we're going to do is we always do right now, with the caveat of understanding that transforming itself is the base idea everything else grows from, right? Transforming itself is the whole reason I'm here, you're here, this fandom exists, and this entire product line exists. It's because of that concept, right? It's the base one that we're going from. All that in place, we're going to do as we always do. Kick things off with number 10 first. And here we are at number 10, and number 10 is actually a tie between Cyber Planet Keys and spring-loaded gimmicks, missiles, and that sort of stuff, or like hidden axes in the arm, or whatever. And I'm going to demonstrate it with this. It is the Blades reuse of the evac mold. Of course, the Cyber Planet Key back here, we all know that the Cyber Planet Keys, there were 4 of them, according to the fiction, and they came together because they were all part of Primus's life force, and they would unlock the Omega Lock and wake Primus again, so that he could, I guess, stop Unicron's tyranny. But the line had everybody pretty much come with the Cyber Planet Key. I can't say everyone because I'm not sure, I'm not super familiar with the line, but enough to know that, you know what, they were a thing that came in, and when you used them, they would do things like, well, you just saw, right? Push it in, and then these shoulder missile things come up. We've seen it time and time again. It's not just, like, the spring-loader gimmick is not just limited to this, but both the spring-loader gimmick and the Cyber Planet keys had the same number of votes, so I figured, hey, why not cover them 2 for 1? And I get it. Yeah, spring-loaded surprises. Tons of fun, and it takes the number 10 slot. Now, here we are at number 9, and for number 9, I'm just going to make a movement here and see if you know what it is. It's Automorph. Yeah, if you saw it, his head goes down when you bring this out, and it pops up when you bring it down. This is, of course, animated lug nut. It's very simple Automorph. We have seen Automorph a ton of times. In fact, most recently, we've seen it with the multiple offerings from RoboSynth. Although I'm not really sure if we call that Auto, since I think you, like, don't you have to say, like, transform and give it, like, the order? However, there have been a ton of very simple Automorph features over the years, as compared to going as high as robotics for an Automorph feature, right? We've even seen, like, kind of real cars that have been turned into real transformers and change from one mode to another. In that case, it is automatic, right? Anytime, big or small, whether it's something you can hold in your hand or as big as a real car, when we have an auto-morphing feature of some sort, fans love it enough that it was able to take the number 9 slot. Ah, good old number 8. And at number 8, we're going to use Bombshell and his rub sign. That's right, rub signs, yes. This is a G1 Bombshell. This is on loan to me, by the way. I have not reviewed this before. Look for him up and coming at some point. But of course, there's the old rub sign back there. We know that we had Reveal the Shield, which had rub signs as well. And we all know that they're heat activated, right? They always say rub them, but really you can just put your finger on it. And assuming it still works, then we should end up having it reveal if it's Autobot or Decepticon. Yeah, like his Decepticon one works pretty good. Yeah, it's shining up nicely there. Now yellow, you probably can't see it, but I can. And it cools off quickly and goes back to black, so that we have to do it again to find out who we have. Rub signs. Neat little idea. Heat activated idea. Something a bit different. Something that was a little bit of an add-on. Bit of a wild gimmick in a wild era. But it led to Reveal the Shield, which was an entire line, and that line was fantastic. Rub signs takes the number 8 slot. Now, number 7 is a gimmick that I am not super familiar with because it came at an era and in a line that I'm not super familiar with. But I gotta respect Minicons. And this is Unicron with, of course, the Minicon dead end. And we know that the Minicons, sometimes they're created by Unicron, sometimes they're created by the last Autobot, sometimes they're created by Micronus Prime. It really depends on where they come from. Unlike Micromasters, who deliberately reduce their body size for energy consumption needs, Minicons are bred in a small, diminutive, almost human-sized state. They do various things, enhancing powers, giving extra abilities. In Unicron's case, Dead End is kind of like he's always afraid. He's basically living in terror, and it's warped his mind to like gibberish. But he's also the template for maybe thousands of clones of himself. And all of these Minicons are basically Unicron's immune system. They're his minions, his immune system. Can't get much more powerful than being a small robot that gives your big robot their very immune system. Minicons and all the powers they can unlock takes the number 7 slot. And can you believe it? We go from number 5 to number 6. We go from one version of Unicron, the Armada one, to O1 Studio Cell here for our next gimmick. And our next gimmick is... I don't know if you can see it, but it's lights. There we go. It's lights. Lights. I suppose some people said lights and sound, but sound didn't get as many votes as light, and they really only got sounds, largely in conjunction with lights. If I just totally separated them, lights had plenty to make this list at this slot by itself. Sound didn't pick up as much traction. So it got to a point, eventually, where when somebody would say lights and sound, I said, you know, I'm just going to put it under lights. But I have to be fair, and I have to explain, you know, how the votes kind of got incorporated. But yeah, and I'm using Cell here because, quite frankly, he's the only, as I look around, he's the only one I have now where the lights have batteries in him to use. You know, we've had it with some of the Titans, Metroplex, Fort Max, for example. Although I think Fort Max might have had sounds.
He did.
I can't remember if his eyes lit up. I feel like his eyes did light up. I really don't recall now, because I generally don't do it. I'll also say, that I could have shown this with my Ultima Guard, who also has a lot of lights, and I think his are mostly LEDs, and LEDs had separate votes for the record, but he also has a lot of lights. I just don't have batteries in it. That's the thing with lights and sound. You gotta put batteries in, and I'm not a huge fan of leaving batteries in on guys. Nevertheless, lights do add something to display. They do add something to the product, and you know what? I can respect that. Lights, yeah, they take the number 6 slot. And here we are at the ever-popular, ever-coveted halfway mark. And at the halfway mark, we kind of delve into the world of smaller bots once again. Not mini-cons this time, but Target Masters. This is Quake, and as of this recording, Quake will be getting a new release in 24, as part of Legacy Uni. I don't know if he's going to come with Tip Top and Heater, or if they're going to be really simplified like they were with Needle Nose. That was disappointing. Nevertheless, I customized a couple of Battle Masters here, and thanks to our buddy Grimlock Gone for specifically this barrel over here. Yeah, you had a robot. They came with 2 smaller robots that became his blasters. What more was there to love? Here's one of the nice things. Much like Minicons, you got the Target Masters because, in essence, you were getting 2, if not 3, bots in one. I can remember as a lad getting Spinister, and the whole way I kind of sold it when I asked my parents, hey, can I have this Transformer? It's not 1 Transformer, it's 3. And you know what? My Decepticon ranks desperately needed some more Decepticons, so I was happy to have it. Target Masters, the diminutive little robots that become Transformers Blasters, takes the number 5 slot. Number 4 is a somewhat recent addition to the gimmicks list, and honestly, it's kind of like the Transformers' answer to Legos, and it's weaponizers and fossilizers. Here is perhaps my biggest apex example of it. Now, to be fair, things like Six Shot live on Metroplex. Things like Cog and Red Cog live on my Fortress Maximus. This is about 5 fossilizers put together to make my Onyx Prime. Always a work in progress, but he has a full, goodness gracious, he has a full body with 4 legs. He has 2 arms, his head, and his wings. And I figured it was a good idea to try using fossilizers to make this, because Onyx Prime is the prime of animals, right? And these are animal bones. I'd love a real Onyx Prime, by the way. A lot of people say use the Transformers Prime Predaking, but to me that's iconically Transformers Prime Predaking. So it doesn't work for me, because I look at it and I don't see Onyx Prime. I don't see the 4 legs. Maybe if it had the 4 legs. Maybe if it had a different head, I could buy it. You know? I get the wings and the claws and stuff. I respect it. So this is what I have as my Onyx Prime now, and I only have it because of the gimmick of fossilizers / weaponizers. Plus, you can use the weaponizers in their base mode and not only connect them to each other, but, well, if anyone has seen my Ultimate Autobot base, then you know what I'm talking about. Weaponizers, fossilizers, the way to build your Transformers takes the number 4 slot. 3 is a gimmick that people either despise or they adore. I adore it when it works well, and it's light piping. This is Toy World's Hegemon. He has light piping at his elbows. He has the entire back of his head is red, and his light piping for his eyes is bar none the best light piping I've ever seen. Generations RC and Generation Springer are close seconds. But, of course, we've also had times where that's painted over, or if the light doesn't hit it, then the eyes look dead. It depends on when it's incorporated, how it's incorporated, and how clear the back / top of the head is to be able to actually catch light. Light piping. Enough fans love it that it was able to take the number 3 slot. Number 2 is a wonderful example of a twist on the main idea of transforming, but it's something that was handled differently in Japan and outside Japan. I'm talking about Headmasters. And outside of Japan, it was a time when we had the Transformers become bonded with biological beings, being the Nebulons, and Daniel, I suppose, to become their heads. And that was very unique, because now you were mixing biology and technology together. Or, if you were in Japan, then these guys became diminutive little robots who piloted large, lifeless bodies. It was taking the idea of a transformer and either linking it to biology or making the whole thing be basically a large vehicle called a transtector, though for years I called it transceptor, but it's not, it's transtector, with this being your bot, being your intelligence, being your mind. Yeah, Headmasters was a twist on the whole transforming gimmick that created some classic characters that fans know and love to this day, and it took the number 2 slot. And now we come to number 1. What is the main gimmick that fans have loved the most over the years? The main gimmick that I guess has not only led to more sales of the product, but is something that everyone has gravitated to. The main gimmick, the number 1 gimmick, at the tippy top is combiners. Combining. Now, to be fair, I did not count things like, I can't remember what they're called, Power Links, that wouldn't necessarily count, or the other Unicron Trilogy one, I want to say it's a Power Links thing, where the top and bottom, combined together, but in a way, all of that can count. And if you want to stick it in here, you know what, I get it, though I counted it separately, it could definitely go in here. I think most people meant a combiner. A lot of people said, not only combiner, but the fact that the Scramble City ones can change limbs, change out parts, Autobots can combine with Decepticons, and when you're in for one character, then you tend to usually be in for the entire team. That is a gimmick that was adding something, because it made all these individual bots become something greater than themselves, right? They were more than the sum of their parts. And if you're in for an arm, most people, not all, but most people would say, well, if I'm in for one, that's it, I'm in for the whole combiner. Even if you don't necessarily like all the characters, you're going to be in for it because you want to complete your combiner. I understand it. It was a great gimmick. It's one that they have revisited many times, and I'm sure will be revisited many times more. And because usually these are made up of 5 or 6 bots, a lot of companies know, you know what? People are going to be in for the long haul. Combiners and combining takes the number 1 slot.
That matters, they're the same sticker.
And man, oh man, that is 10 down to 1 once again. Some other popular ones, and some of these will overlap as I go through. You'll see some of these will overlap with ones that were actually on the list. And it might have been a judgment call to include them in one of the other gimmicks or by themselves. It's a bit difficult sometimes because some people, for example, said Masters and said it would include like Target Masters, Headmasters, Power Masters, all of it. And I said, you know what? They're not all getting the same number of votes though, and they're not all created equally, right? As you can see, Target Masters didn't get the same number of votes as Headmasters, right? So let's go through and see some other ones that did have votes that never made the list at all. All-inclusive transformation, something without any parts forming. That was a nice evolution. Micromasters had a couple of votes. The Titans Return leader class bases, so like Six Shot or Overlord or Black Shadow, all of those guys had an extra base mode. They were leader class offerings. Dry brushing, which we've seen very often in the Studio Series line. We also saw it a lot in Siege with the battle damage and stuff. So dry brushing is a cool one. Soundwave's chest opening, especially if it can actually eject the cassettes. Such is the case with, for example, the Fall of Cybertron Voyager class Soundwave. And he could open his chest and it would spit out those discs. In fact, those discs had a button that you could press for an entire automorphing transformation. Super modes like God Ginrai, or like when we have Omega Prime from RID 2001, right? Those sort of things, or even Jetwing Optimus Prime. Super modes. Motorized walking or motorized in general. And I'm thinking a lot about G1 Tripticon, G1 Omega Supreme. Even recently, I mentioned Ultima Guard earlier. Ultima Guard has a tank that is motorized and can go around the track all by itself if you wanted to. Blast effects. Matrices. Some people specifically said the 25th anniversary matrix that lights up. Hidden compartments to put things in, especially in Titans. Real important for the interactivity. Tech spec cards. Painted eyes. Power linksing. The 07 liter Optimus Prime chest. I don't know the mold. I don't know what the gimmick is. Somebody said that. I asked them. They never replied back. I don't know what the 07 Leader Optimus Prime chest did. Action Masters. Yes, I love me some Action Masters. What else do we have here? Clever weapon storage. Like, either it becomes part of the vehicle, a la the, say, classic Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, Red Alert mold, where their little blaster becomes like their exhaust, for example. Or when you can actually like store away a blaster so that it's not seen in alt mode. Yes, clever weapon storage, I get it. Power Masters, Jump Starters had a couple of votes. Pretenders had a couple of votes. All translucent offerings like Ghost Starscream or something, right? Triple Changes would be another one that was converting the whole idea of going between robot and machine to now robot and two machines, right? 6 shots, 6 modes is another example of that. Transformable weapons, when you can, you know, sometimes transform something to make them become the weapon, or you can transform it up to make it go away. For example, the tail of Dinobot. You open it up, it becomes a spinning shield thing and his sword, right? In robot mode, in Dino mode, it's his tail. Articulation, I don't really find added articulation as a gimmick. Added articulation is just what I expect from design. But I wanted added articulation and expected that in design when I was 5, 6.
Okay.
So, but it did have votes, and it had a nice view, just didn't make the list. Collabs, so like things like Ectotron, or things like Gigawatt, right? Where you have those crossovers. Yeah, the crossover gimmick for sure. 2 bots in 1. So it might be something like Reflector, though that could arguably be held under combining as well. Or something like Punch Counter Punch, where you have 2 bots in 1. Let's see. I love this. QC as a feature to increase sales. Distribution. Fair pricing. I love that. Fair pricing. Sound effects, as I mentioned earlier. Chest Masters, or Breast Masters, as they're called in Japan. Many 5mm ports. All over their body, like they had in Siege. Combining weapons, like the whole Evo Fusion gimmick that's going on now in Legacy Evolution. Color changing, not something we see nearly enough. LED eyes, and just for fun, things like Sparks, from the Spark Bots and the Fire Guns. Them and more gimmicks, man. There's been a lot over the years.
Alright, let me finish.
Appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time, and become a channel member. Don't forget to please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. And especially don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, man, you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here, inside the videos.
Alright, so let's show this off. So of course, it's got articulation all over the place. Those bend. That does not bend, I lied. That's definitely able to undo itself, though. Because that can fold in. Right, that can fold in, and then you've got the waist bend, right? Waist swivel. That's what that's for. So, let's show this off. Tenshinda! Whoa, 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 whoa. If you know, you know. That iconic Dairanger opening. So, let's detach the head. Fold the thing in, detach the tail. This folds up, folds onto the back. The tail comes in here. To form the codpiece. And the head will slot in here. Fold down to reveal the robot head. And there is Ryuseioh, Bujin Henge warrior mode. And then you can also, as I was saying, you can pop the waist off very carefully. Fold this in and put it back. Now he's got a waist swivel. He can hold his staff. Very articulated. I approve. There's no ankle tilt, but that's okay. I think the combined robot has that at least. So, got double jointed knees. We can take the hands off and use the alternate hands. Going the wrong way? I don't think I am. Let me double check here. Oh, it goes down that way. I see. Okay. I see. And then you've got an actual elbow joint. You've got butterfly shoulders. Head rotates, of course. And you can swap this hand out as well with the closed fist. That will do the actual with which you can stick the rod in, Dairenoh rod, I believe is what it was called. Stick that in. And you can 180 for that attack, just like it appeared on the show. There's room for a stand. I think, I guess you could put a stand there. I don't think it's meant for that, but you can do a signature kick pose with the parts from the other set. So you got lots you can do here. Very articulated just on its own. Of course, it transforms. I don't have anything to scale it with. Yes, I do. here he is with Daijujin. Okay, original Megazord. It's a bit smaller, obviously, because he's the core of a larger robot, so he gets to be. Gotta draw the line. That in there, that in there. Okay. So individually, he's shorter, obviously. When combined, it's about that big. Gains a lot of height. Let's see if I can do a one-to-one comparison of just the Red Zord, or Guardian Beast Tyrannosaurus, and Ryuseioh. Just a moment here. So height-wise, taller than his predecessor. Mass-wise, more overall, which makes sense. That's inevitable. Let's transform it back and just take a look. And I'll take some pictures and I'll call it a night. Put this over and up. Ooh, that's already peeling a little bit. 22. Flip that back out. And the tail goes here. All right. So there he is. Again, definitely much more mass than the Tyrannosaurus. Let me get some pictures of this guy. I do not have the stand handy. I'll make do. Actually, I might check one thing. Might have the wrong size clip on it, but let's see here. Is this the universal size? Might be. Yeah, okay. All right. Get this out of the way. And okay. Toss that. Put my tools away. Now let's take some pictures. things out of the way here real quick so I can take my pictures. I should probably just go ahead and end the stream now. Whatever. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna end it here. Let me just change my camera angle real quick so you can see in a little better angle. There it is. Ryuseioh, the Dragon Star King. Literally translated. More coming. I said at the top I was going to do them tomorrow and Thursday. I'm rethinking that. We'll see how it goes. I had something else I wanted to do this week as well. Important. We'll just see how it plays out. Anyway, thank you all very much for coming out. And have a great day.